Okay, so I just saw a TikTok of this girl. Her name is Locked In by Zaza. If you want to go check out her content, I'm going to tag her. But one of the videos she posted really stuck out to me. It was basically her reading off these tweets about the things that need to be canceled in the natural hair community. And one thing that one of the tweets said, oof, hit the nail right on the head. But basically, the tweet said that a lot of natural hair influencers or people who just have natural hair don't really love their natural hair. They're literally trying to manipulate it so it doesn't look like how it's supposed to look at its natural state. Meaning they will do twist outs, braid outs, all these things, like stretch their hair so their hair can look acceptable.
I totally disagree. I really don't like where we're in this phase of if it's not my way, it's the wrong way and it's the highway. I really don't like the era we're in right now when it comes to how Black women choose to look. I don't agree with a lot of what she's saying. I do agree that there may be a lot of self-hatred in certain Black women with their hair texture, but can we just enjoy the look of a braid out and a twist out? Like, I'm kind of lost in this logic of just what you want us to wake up and go. That's actually counterproductive of what we're supposed to achieve with healthy hair. If we wake up and go, it's going to be tangled. It's going to be hard to detangle. We're going to be pulling our hair, split ends. Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden protective methods such as twist outs and braid outs are all of a sudden bad.
Which is contradicting the whole natural hair movement. You're supposed to love your natural hair at its shrunken state, at its natural state. And obviously, a disclaimer, I'm not talking about girls who want to switch up their hair every once in a while and wear it in a braid out or wear it in a twist out. We're talking about the ones that refuse to have their hair shrunken. And a lot of creators have definitely talked about this. Like Lip Gloss, she was the one who kind of put it all out there, said I don't always want to have to stretch my hair out so I can feel accepted. I'm going to start wearing my hair at its shrunken state and y'all are going to have to fucking deal with it. And I stand her with that.
And I agree. And there's also your choice, her choice, and you all's opinion. That is how you feel, and that's wonderful. But I think we need to stop forcing things on each other because we're so good for that. Let people be where they are in their own journey. Leave Black women be. Let them be what they want to be when it comes to their hair. If they want to stretch it, let them. Stretching your hair is not the devil. Heat is not the devil, and it's not the end of the world either. Just let the whatever process or phase or comfortability level that Black women are on in their own individual hair journeys, let it be. Instead, you all are dogpiling and calling people out because they're not doing your version of what a natural should be doing. That's not fair, and that's rude. That's disrespectful. Who are you? I don't agree with this at all.
Because not so long ago, I chopped all my hair off because I was doing the same thing. I refused to see my hair at its natural state because I didn't feel like it looked good.
And guess what? That's you. Your own personal experience, your own lived experience. That was you. That you do not apply to every single natural haired Black woman on the face of the planet. That was your choice.
When I forced myself to love my hair and realized that this is how it's going to look like, I ended up loving my hair 10 times more than I ever did. And I don't regret it. And there's a lot of influencers that are guilty of doing exactly what I just said. They will do their hair tutorials or wash and goes, right? Wash and goes. But they are stretching their hair with their hair dryers. They are putting their hair in twist outs, braid outs, and refusing to show it at its natural state. And to the point where this one creator, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want her to get bashed. She's genuinely nice, but she's at fault of doing this as well. But she would constantly wear her hair in stretch style to the point that she will stretch her hair so it can look acceptable and long, you know, to the point where some of her followers like kind of called her out on it. They were like, you're supposed to be influencing us on wanting to love our natural hair, but at the same time, you're constantly stretching it out. You're constantly not accepting it at its natural state. And she got upset, you know. Obviously, it's her account. She feels attacked, so she has every right to feel how she feels. But they did have a point.
Okay, so I'm going to be very candid. I'm going to be very honest and not sound like a douchebag. But these influencers are not your mothers. They're not your grandmothers. They're not your idols. They shouldn't be your idols. You don't need to be putting these people on a pedestal to worship because these aren't your mothers. You need to find it within yourself to love your own natural hair. Point blank, period. I know we do look up to a lot of people. We admire people. And there's nothing wrong with admiration. But when you all start to worship and start to make these unrealistic expectations on these influencers, is your fault and your fault only. Stretching your hair is not the end of the world. Like I said earlier, it's not Satan himself. There's nothing wrong with a stretched look. And if that is that influencer's choice, she has every right to do so.
I just can't wait for everyone in the natural hair community to feel comfortable enough to wear their hair at its natural texture and their natural shape without having to alter it to fit everyone else's views. You know, just can't wait for that day.
This is really manipulative. Like that last part was very manipulative because we're in this time that we're embracing our hair more than ever at any point in time since the 60s and 70s. Like we're having fun with it. We're versatile. We're creative. And those creative ways are what we enjoy about our natural hair. But you want us to just wake up and go in a tangled, shrunken state and be okay. I think that's such a selfish, inconsiderate take considering the world we live in, some of the jobs we have, and people's own personal battles with their natural hair in general. I really don't like how manipulative the whole TikTok was because it was just not, it's not it. It's not it.
This is so true, and this is why I really do not advocate for black women to wear wigs or weaves and things like that, things that are looser than our real hair texture, because it's already hard enough to love yourself as a black woman in this society in general just because of how racist it is. But when you add in texturism to that, it's extremely hard to love yourself as a black woman if you're also actively assimilating. And the thing about it is people get so triggered by the wig thing because it's like they don't want to let go of it or they don't want to accept the fact that they're assimilating. And I think that because black women have been forced to assimilate for so long, things like silk presses and relaxers and wigs and weave have become what we believe a part of our culture, when in actuality these things only became a part of our culture after colonization. And I know people were wearing wigs before colonization, but they were not bone fucking straight, so don't even hit me with that.
Now this is a take that I can get behind. This is actually something I've been screaming into the void since I started this channel. I don't care about how many twist outs and braid outs you do. I don't even care about the weave, but can we at least get weave that looks like it came out of our heads? That was probably one of the first videos I've ever made, was to accept our hair in its natural state, not when it's shrunken, just the way it is. When we do twist outs and braid outs and puffs, we feel like we can't wear those, but honestly, I think we can. There are natural hair extension companies all over the place. I actually made, I want to say 2 or 3 videos of several different companies that I shouted out in my earlier videos that you all can check out. Shameless plug. So there are better alternatives. I don't care about the braid out, twist out situation. Can we wear something that looks like it's ours? Summer is coming up. We sweat a lot. Are you going to wear the Peruvian, Malaysian 30-inch bust down? in 99-degree heat? Are we actually going to do that? These are the real issues. These are the things I think about and talk about a lot.
But my point is that it's very difficult for Black women to love ourselves in general. And so I think that when you are actively assimilating, it makes that 10 times harder. If I'm someone who constantly wears my natural hair and I only wear my natural hair, or I only wear Afrocentric hairstyles, I'm not going to compare my hair to straight or looser hair in the same way that a woman who wears wigs and weave will. And that's why oftentimes when you have these conversations about whether natural hair is hard to manage or not, you notice that the people who actually wear their real hair will argue that natural hair is not hard to take care of at all, whereas the people who are wearing wigs and weave more often will argue that it is. And I just think that Black women need to just be honest with ourselves about how often we're assimilating, and just wake up to the fact that it's really not as normal as we've made it out to be. Colonization has made us normalize this when it's really not normal. That's like, for example, you know how like with wigs and we can like put it in and pretend it's ours, right? Let's say that I was able to have a light skin suit. I know that skin bleaching exists, but that's a bit extreme. So let's just say that I was able to have a light skin suit like a wig. Like I could take it on and put it on. I could put it on and take it off at the end of the night. I could just put it on to go to work and come home and take it off, right? One, it would be insane for me to say that I'm not doing that because of colorism, because I absolutely am. If colorism did not exist, there would be no reason to have a light skin suit. Second of all, if I were to have a light skin suit and I were able to actually visibly real life experience the differences in how I got treated when I had on the light skin suit and when I appeared to be light skinned versus when I was my real color, that would make it 10 times harder for me to not view my own dark skin as negative. And so I don't understand how Black women will wear wigs and weave all the time, complain about their natural hair, think it's hard to manage, think it's ugly, all these things, and then still turn around and act like, oh, it's not because of texturism, it's not because of internalized texturism. My point of making these videos is never to shame anyone or to make anyone feel bad. It's really genuinely to open Black women's eyes. I hope to just wake up one Black woman to actually start her true self-love journey with her hair. That's my entire point with this. It's never to shame.
And I couldn't agree more. That's the sole purpose of why I even started this channel, man. Just like how our natural hair looks. Like I said, if the people who are insecure about the length of their hair, there are natural hair clip-ins, there are natural hair U-part wigs. I prefer the U-part wigs because I can actually have my natural hairline showing. I hate lace. Fun fact. I hate lace with a passion. So I typically do U-part wigs. But there are, luckily, nowadays, I don't know about, back in the day, but nowadays we can find weave and extensions that match our textures. What a time to be alive. So why not explore those options too? I'm not saying just lay down the Malaysian completely. Not saying that. But if we're truly versatile and it's truly not because of internalized texturism, get the kinky wig too. That's all. So that's the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I do enjoy you all's comments. One of my videos blew up. Like, it really blew up. I'm just now looking at the comments section. It's crazy, and I don't know if I can respond to everybody. But thank you all for engaging, because this is actual conversations that we need to have and consistently have, and not tearing each other down and being manipulative about everything. I'm not walking out the house with tangled, shrunken hair. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. But other than that, let's have some alternatives, some real solutions. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.